Hey everybody, Ross here, and this is Bible Study Silver Star. If this is your first time on this channel, click the first link down in the description to go back to the intro, or if you'd like to see just what's been going on recently, click the second link down in the description to go back to the introduction to Leviticus. Now without further ado, I'm just going to jump right on into Leviticus 1 through 7. Now, I'm not actually going to read the chapters for 1 through 7. There's a good possibility that I won't actually be reading any of the chapters of Leviticus because it's a lot of the laws and a lot of repetition. The kind of stuff that people point to whenever they say the Bible is so boring. They read this and they just don't understand it. But anyway, just so you're not gonna fall asleep on me or exit out of this video, I'm just gonna go over Leviticus in sections. So like this video, it's gonna be 1 through 7, the next video is gonna be 8 through 10, and so on. Whenever I see that there is an appropriate chapter that I need to read, I'll read that part in that video. But anyway, this video does not have any of the actual reading involved. So anyway, let's just get to the notes, shall we? Instead of going over the details of what's going on with the sacrificial laws, because that's what the first 7 chapters are about. Sacrificial laws, what sacrifices should be offered at certain points of the year, or if certain trespasses occur, just all of those details. Anyway, instead of going over those details of what's going on with the sacrificial laws, because let's be honest, I have no clue of how to comment on them, let's talk about the why of the sacrificial laws. I had to talk with my stepdad about how to best cover this, and during our discussion, he mentioned someone he knew who was highly offended by the idea of the sacrifices. In that person's mind, it was unfair and unjust for all of those innocent animals to be killed. And if you're wondering, this was thousands of animals per year. And I know a lot of people feel the same way as that person that my stepdad knew. Now, the fact of the matter is that all of those sacrifices were continuing to make a point and paint a picture that was first started in Genesis. That there can be no remission of sins without the shedding of blood. But why blood though? I mean, even people who don't mind the sight of blood will admit that seeing a great loss of blood bothers them. But again, why? God uses the blood of the sacrifices to show us 4 things. First, the blood from all of those thousands of animals shows us the dirtiness of sin. We've all seen a movie where someone is trying to scrub blood from their hands, but they can never seem to get it off. Even after it's visibly gone, they still feel it and they still scrub at it, even to the point where they themselves are now bleeding. But sin is the exact same way. Once it gets on us, we might be able to make it go away on the outside, but we always feel it. And no matter what we do, we can't truly get rid of it on our own. Second, it shows us the incredible debt sin has put us in. As I've said in previous videos, God's just nature demands that the guilty pay for their crimes. And the penalty of sin is death. Third, it shows us that we need a Savior. I've also said in previous videos that because we can't pay our own sin debt, we need someone sinless to die in our place and thus pay the debt for us. And fourth, and most importantly, it shows us that the innocent must die to atone for the crimes of the guilty. And we first see this in the fall of man. Remember what happened when God needed to clothe Adam and Eve? He killed innocent animals and used the skins to cover them. In Cain and Abel's sacrifices, God accepted Abel's sacrifice, not only because of his pure intentions, but because it was a blood sacrifice. When Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, just as Abraham raised the knife, God stopped him and provided a ram to take Isaac's place. It's shown most powerfully, though, in the Passover. Now, remember in Exodus what God said to do to ensure that the angel of death would pass over the houses of Israel? He said to kill a lamb and put its blood all around the door. In every case, the death of the innocent covered and rescued the guilty from their sins in one way or another. And all of that was signified by the blood. In other words, a life was given for a life. And this brings us to the main thing that God was doing in the sacrifices. The deaths of those animals were only a temporary covering for sin, because they cannot even come close to fully paying the sin debt of all of mankind, past, present, and future. The true purpose of all those debts was to point the people's attention forward to the coming Messiah, who would pay the sin debt once and for all. And that Messiah is Jesus Christ. Just like all the animal sacrifices, he was an innocent that was brutally killed and bled out. Unlike all of those sacrifices, though, he was able to pay the sin debt of mankind because he was not only man, but he was also fully God. Only the Creator can fix the main problem of the creation. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. If you would like to read Leviticus 1 through 7, I shall leave links down in the description for you. But anyway, thanks again for watching. If you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. And may God make you as Ephraim and Manasseh, to be fruitful where you are, and to forget the pain of your past. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all soon in Leviticus 8 through 10.